typical day here at RC usually starts around 8:30. The bells ring outside, and there's 3 bells. One to let the students know that they need to line up, and the second bell tells them that they should be in their lines, and the third bell signals that they should be ready to go in the classroom. So it's really interesting. We've really loved the bell system here. They come in and they start with prayers, and then they sing their national anthem and the pledge to the flag, much like students in America do. And then we always start with language in the morning. They do spelling and grammar, and sometimes we have drop everything and read, dear, just like in America. I loved that when I came here. I was like, you guys do dear? So, and then they have their 15-minute break in which the kids get to go outside. They have to stay inside the compound, but they get to go outside and buy little snacks from the sugar shops, I call them, that are right outside the gate, and they slide money through and they throw things over. And then they come back inside, and it's math and then usually something else like religion or health or social studies. And then at 11:30 they go for break and for lunch. And for lunch they get to leave the premises and they get to go for an hour and a half. I love the hour and a half. I go home during this time. So it's a really great chance for the kids to go home and eat with their parents. I think it's kind of more family oriented here. A lot of parents pick their kids up, drop them off, even see them during break. And then the last part of the day is usually just 2 smaller subjects like science and social studies, Spanish and creative arts. So something like that. And the school day ends at 2:30 for infant 2 and infant 1. All the rest of the standard classes have to stay until 3:30. So.
How do you plan your teaching here?
I plan my teaching kind of just talking to Mr. Burnell about what would you like for me to do tomorrow? And he tells me what their curriculum is and says, hey, these are their spelling words. I would like for you to do something with that. I've currently been doing language and math with them just because I'm comfortable with those things. It's kind of universal. And so, for example, today for spelling, I scrambled their spelling words, gave them the spelling word definition, and they had to figure out which word it was. So I definitely get a lot of help from my partnership teacher here, a lot more help I think than I got back home, but that's just because the curriculum here is a little bit more different and I haven't had very much time to adjust to it. But they're definitely not formal 6-point lesson plans either. I write them out in paragraphs. This is what I'm going to do. And as I was telling you earlier, a lot of times I kind of plan to advance lessons and I find myself having to quickly figure out, oh, they didn't get this as much as I thought that they would, or oh, I ran out of time, and I have to revise them really quickly so that I can do what the kids need and get out of the lesson what they should.
Does the administration have a role in the teaching and planning here at RC?
The UNCW administration
The
or?
school administration?
Yeah, they do. They give them the curriculum and what they should be doing, and they even have like grade level meetings. He said once a month in which they sit down, they plan out, and all the teachers teach the same exact thing every day. Like if Mr. Brunel has a question on what he should be writing on the board, he just goes over to the next class and says, hey, what am I supposed to be doing? And they remind him, and he writes it on the board. So they all are very much in sync with each other and try to keep all of the classes on the same page, which is very nice, I think.
What kind of teaching strategies do you use to meet the diverse learning needs in this room?
It's hard because there are 30 students, which is a lot bigger, and there's limited resources. So you kind of just have to work with the students and the pace that they're at. They love to sing songs. While in America we're very hands-on and oh, let's get them crafts and stuff. Here it's more of they like to sing songs to learn things. They're very vocal. They love to talk. So kind of anything that you can do in which they can move or use their voices, you kind of have to implement that into the lesson. As far as different learning levels, there are students who are on very different levels here, and I haven't yet in just my 2 weeks here figured out exactly how to cater to each of those levels. They don't do small groups very much here, but during break and lunch sometimes we will hold some students back, and if they were slow we will sit there and write with them. It's not the best method. It's definitely not something that I would do in America, but I I would like to talk to my teacher more about maybe catering to certain students' needs.
Hang on, we're getting a little bit of wind noise. Just angle it so it's not. If you can
Hair in my mouth.
angle your body, just
This way?
just a little bit, not too much, not too much.
Like this?
Yeah.
They probably love me. They're getting extra break.
Just a few more questions.
Yeah, I won't take a few minutes.
Michelle, have your perceptions changed of what you thought it would be like to teach here, and if so, how?
Oh, well, I don't really even know what I thought that it was going to be like. I guess my only perception really before I came here was that it was going to be maybe better behavior management, like the kids would kind of appreciate school more and just, you know, come and learn. And they do. The kids love being in school. They tell me, I love to learn. I love to come to school. And their behavior, there isn't a set up behavior management system where at Coddington we have the paw chart. Here, there's not really anything. And honestly, for Teacher Brunel, they're wonderful. They sit, they do their work, they respect him. And I think just because I'm new and they know that I'm only going to be here temporarily, I haven't really gained all the respect that I could. I was here in the classroom a couple days by myself, and it was very interesting. So I guess just the behavior management system of it all, just the fact that there is no behavior management, it's more of you respect the teacher and that's why you behave, not because you're going to lose something. And just the punishments in general. You send pink slips home for parents to sign. In America here, they stay after school or they have to kneel on the floor, go pick up trash or sweep the classroom. It's just things that in America you'd be like, you did not make the children do that. And here it's like, yeah, that's what you do. So it's definitely been interesting for me to adjust to, and that was something I totally didn't expect, but I've gotten used to it actually.
What role do parents play in the school here, do you know?
Parents play, I think, about the same role as parents in America. There are some parents who are very involved. There were some parents here earlier this morning that were talking to Teacher Brunel about possibly taking the students on a field trip to the zoo. And he was trying to figure out which parents would like to go. And there's other parents that I haven't even met yet, just like at Coddington. So that's, I think they play the same role. Like I said, parents here often pick up their children at break and at lunch and at school, after school. So I think they might be a little bit more involved just in their children's lives and picking them up, whereas many of our kids rode the bus. Here there's not buses, so they kind of have to be with their children more.
And lastly, is there anything that you wish that you had known before coming here that would have helped you?
Yes, there's so much I wish that I would have known. We collected resources and stuff to bring to all the classrooms, but we didn't know what class that we would be in. We didn't know the number of students. We knew that I was going to be in a school and I was going to be teaching for 4 weeks. And I definitely wish that I would have known more specifically, you're going to be in an infant 2 class, which is the equivalent to 2nd grade, and they have 0 resources. And I would have brought them all like pencil sharpeners, pencils, there's so much that I feel like I could have helped and benefited them better had I had that information. And it's not anything that anyone else could have done, but yes, and I foresee myself coming back here in the future and knowing what I know now, hopefully then I can bring back things that will help the children whenever I come back. So, but I've done the best that I can here, and I think that no matter what, us being here has made a great impact. And the kids love us no matter what. They tell you 5 million times a day, give you 6 million hugs. So you definitely feel appreciated and loved here, and it's a good feeling.
How do you feel like this will impact you in the future as a teacher?
So much. I think especially starting off as a first-year teacher, I'm probably going to have as many resources my first year as I do now, which is very limited. So I think I feel more confident in being a first-year teacher that I can create lessons out of nothing. I don't feel like, I was very spoiled at Coddington because I was with a teacher who had taught for almost 20 years. she had every resource under the sun. But here, I have very limited resources, and my first year, I'm not going to have any either. But now I feel confident in that, hey, I don't have any resources, but that's fine. I can make something, I can sing them a song, we can do things to learn, and they will still, enjoy it and get as much out of it as if I gave them all, their own personal art kit and they all drew pictures all day. So I think it made me more confident in being a first year teacher when I can come back, and I feel more relieved about that.
Did you ask how you felt with today's lesson?
No, I didn't. That's good. And last question, how did you feel today's lesson went? Is there anything you would have done differently, or how do you feel they responded to it?
I think that today's lesson went very well. Like I said, they behaved amazingly. Teacher Brunel and I team teach a lot of the time, which is very helpful because he kind of fills in the blanks where I may not know some things, and I love it. And his presence here, like I said, definitely keeps them level, and they respect him, and they're beginning to respect me also, and know that if I do this, you saw me sing a song with them at the end, and that's kind of like, you guys were very well behaved, so let's do something fun. I had originally planned to take them outside and do the alphabetical game large scale with all of them having one word. That obviously would have been a disaster, and I'm glad that we kind of got cut short. I don't think they grasped the concept well enough, first of all, and there's 30 kids and only 26 letters of the alphabet, so some of them would have been left out, and I think that actually my adaptations worked so much better here, the ones that you caught, and I'll probably continue that again tomorrow just because they definitely need that reinforcement of another day of alphabetical, putting things in alphabetical order. So, but I was very pleased with my lesson today. I'm very thankful. I said a prayer before I came in. I was like, please, let this go well. So I'm very pleased with all of them.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I'm glad you guys
These
got
seems so
that.
great lessons.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you guys got to.
Great.